Welcome everybody, I'm pleased to have you all back for another Formula Student Grand Prix, the 8th race this season, and what an event it is. It's regarded as one of the crown jewels of motorsport, the Grand Prix of Monaco, the most prestigious race on the calendar, now back for another round of Formula Student. So, down in 17th we have Ashley van der Steen, in 16th we have Menno Blombergen, and in 15th Thomas Kain, 14th Steven Fish, and 13th Victor Almeida. 12th is Isaac Nielsen, and 11th Mattias Patarozzi. In the top 10 we have Rafael Oliveira, 9th Frank Dapper, and 8th David Wilson. 7th Luca Panebianco, and 6th Antonio Correa. 5th we have Brendan Pierce, and 4th Elias Hogue. Then Cadillac Crafter with a bit of a surprise, he starts on the podium position. And on the front row, it's Lozzi, but if he wants to win, he has to get by Goose van Doremalen, the man to beat at the moment. 2022 winner and in pole position again with 0.2 of a second. He will be wanting to secure another victory. In mere seconds, the lights are gonna turn off. Are we gonna see a win from Lozzi today? Can't wait to find out. And it's lights out and away because a great start from Doremalen. Lozzi is nearly side by side into turn 1, but doesn't quite manage. In the back, we see a car spinning right. That's a huge incident. Nearly going sideways and over. And Lozzi has spun it. There's a big incident, a big pile up into Casino Corner. Turn 4. Can they manage to bring it back? And there they are again. Doremalen, great start and has run away. Lozzi with that mistake is now down in P5. Hogue, Crafter Hogue and Crafter have jumped Lozzi, so in P4 there he is now. Bad start from him with that mistake. And does he manage to catch back now? Doremalen has jumped out with a 4-second gap. That's the biggest we've seen so far in lap 1. And now in the back with that big mistake. I believe there was Patarozzi who started in 7th place, jumping all the way down to 12th. And now at the front we're gonna see Hogue is very close to Cadillac Crafter. Into turn 2 they go, now turn 3. Hogue has a better run here. Staying in the slipstream in this tight track. Does he manage to bring something now through the hairpin? And now through turn 7, Mirabeau. And now turn 8, Portier. Bit of contact with the wall, but losing not too much time. And now going through the tunnel section and into the Novalier chicane. Losing a little bit of time, but Lozzi has lost the most here. In turn 3, with that turn 1, lap 1 incident, down into P4. And that was a great mistake, which will cost a win. But we nearly see an overtake there into Raskas, but doesn't quite manage. And Hogue nearly tries to move up the hill, doesn't quite manage on Crafter. Now back again with Correa and Dapper. We saw Dapper nearly try to move in Raskas, but doesn't quite manage. Now we're 3 laps in. The cars have stepped down a little, and now we see a 3-way battle for 3rd. Lozzi has catched the 2 drivers here, and now we're gonna maybe see a overtake from Lozzi. We know Lozzi has the pace, but maybe with that mistake the confidence has been knocked a little. And now through like Raskas we go and move for the final corner, and Lozzi and is not gaining him enough time to Hogue. I think we're going to see a replay here now from the race start of the big crash. That's Patarozzi in the back. And 4-5 more cars. And oh my god, they're all sideways and flipping. And that's a big crash. Oh, I hope the drivers are okay. I hope the hands are okay. I hope there's not enough feedback there. Wow, that has to be a big incident. A scary one indeed going up the hill. Lozzy catching in the second sector but losing out in the third one. Hulk and Kraft are the ones who stay together the most. But here, Lozzy has a great one for the swim push again. There's a lap car as well with a bit of issues. Or was that Doremalen? I can't quite tell. But there was a car in the wall. Doesn't look like Doremalen. Doremalen is now 5.2 seconds ahead. Great race from him so far. Gaining more and more time out of these cars. But Lozzy is now the closest ever to Hulk. 4 tenths between these two. Are we gonna maybe see a move through the chicane? Through the hairpin? Not quite. And now through turn 8, Portier now in the tunnel. This is where Lozzy gains the most, but this time has lost out a little, up to 6/10. Now in the back, Pane Bianco, the one who was in the incident, has recovered back to 7th. And now there's a freeway battle here between Kain, Pane Bianco and Dapper. 4P6. Correa in the middle is a little alone. I believe Correa had the mistake of wasn't Dapper in the battle. I think Dapper lost out. So now battle for 6. Pane Bianco versus Kain. Red versus purple. Who comes out in front through the swimming pool chicane we go. And now through Portier. Rascaz, I'm sorry. And now for the final corner. Pane Bianco has a great run in the main straight. Now turn 1. Santa Vot. Flat with these cars, and Kain gets a little bit of a better run through the corner. Now back with a leading battle here for P2. Hulk and Kraft are so close together. Krafter's first podium if he gets it today. And oh, there's a crash! There's a crash between Kain and Pane Bianco. And Pane Bianco goes past, and Kain loses 2 more positions to another position to Dapper through this hairpin. Not quite what he wants, and that's a big heartache. Now Kain wants to get it back, but oh, you see how over aggressive he goes through the chicane, nearly spinning it around. There's a car sideways, I think I saw that. So that's something to look out for. Pane Bianco's in the pit lane for the free feeling. Yes, there's another mistake. Kain goes into the back of Pane Bianco, but it gives back the position. There we see in the pit lane. That's Pane Bianco there for refueling, or maybe even damage repair, I'm not sure. So we gotta see now here, Correa, car with Correa, but 10 seconds to Lozzy, but 16 seconds to Dapper, so quite alone on track. Passing a back marker there, I believe that's Brendan Pierce, that's got lapped. And now with the front battle here, we see it has calmed down, the gaps have increased a little bit. Again, on board with Kain and Dapper. These two had 2 contacts already in the final past 2 laps. And now through Tabak we go. And now the swimming pool chicane. And now there's Brendan Pierce off into the wall. Bad rejoin, and there's a contact with Patarozzi. Oh no. Can they bring it back? They're in Tabak right now. Going now through the swimming pool chicane, recovering but having a bit of contact with. There was Patarozzi before. Now camera on Lozzy and Hulk. Lozzy with the, I believe that we have a crafter. Has run a race. So now Lozzy is into the pit lane. So we're gonna see if the undercut works for Lozzy between Hulk and Crafter. And now Kain lost out to Patarozzi, and Wilson has spun it, hitting the outside wall with the rear corner. And now here's a freeway battle. Great overtake from, I believe that was no, that was a lapping car that went past, and Almeida took the chance to get past Blumberg, if I've seen it correctly. And he does for a P11. Now back with Patarozzi and Wilson, the 2 drivers that made mistakes. Patarozzi is also involved in the crash with that was Brendan Pierce, and now lapping, I believe, Sound. Can Patarozzi overtake 4P8 Wilson going up the hill into a casino section here, and now through a Mirabel turn 5 enter swimming into Grand Hotel Happen. Great rear view in that hotel there. And now going to the tunnel section. Can he catch a little? This front battle here has calmed down a little between Crafter and Hulk. The purple car of Crafter is now 1.6 seconds ahead of Hulk. And behind Lozzy after the pit stop is 10.3 seconds behind. But Patarozzi here gonna get lapped by Dodemalin soon. They have to let him by anytime soon, but Dodemalin has lost out about a half a second to Crafter, which is quite huge here on this track. There we go, Dodemalin goes past, and now here Crafter, there you see Hulk just behind, 1.1 seconds into turn 1. It just looks like Crafter has a little bit more pace, going for the first P2 of this season. And it looks great race so far. We're 1/3 through, and with so many crashes already happening, who knows what happens in the second part of this race. And now here we have Correa, 9 seconds to Lozzy, and Dapper, 18 seconds to Correa. So the battles have calmed down a little. Kain going overly aggressive into Raskas, does nearly lose the rear. Here we have Wilson, the full black car, catching a little bit of time to Patarozzi. Battle for 8th still. 9 separating these two, which looks to be not as much as with these speeds. 9 is not just about a few meters, and now we see how many cars going through the hairpin. Patarozzi losing out a bit of time to Wilson, now going up to 1.2 seconds. Not a great run through the hairpin sector. Here we have Brandon Pierce with 10 seconds gap to Almeida, 21 seconds. I believe Almeida being the one behind. And oh, there's a mistake! That's a mistake from, who is that? I believe that's Lozzy there. If I'm correct with that car, that's Lozzy having done a mistake. Pane Bianco being 5 seconds behind Fish. And Crafter just losing out a little to Dodemalin. Dodemalin has a dominating race here. 5.6 seconds gap going into sector 2. Hulk as well. Not catching quite to Cadillac Crafter. 7.7 seconds between the two. They were close together at the starting part of the race. Correa being a loner here in 5th place, having a relaxing race. Luckily for him, if he does a mistake, he sends a little of a buffer too. Dapper behind. Wilson goes straight into the wall out of Tabak. Oh, we just saw that, the camera switching to him. Missing the entry of the corner and going straight into the wall. And Wilson is just going way too aggressive, spinning it out of Raskas. Wilson is having issues this entire race. His car not faces the right way for more than a few laps. Is it maybe issues with the tires overheating? Or maybe it's gone too aggressive with the setup and cannot quite handle it on this tight twisting circuit of Monaco. As Patarozzi goes past Wilson. Wilson was in battle with Kain, and Patarozzi through Casino goes past. And now Crafter here, camera on Crafter. We see the gap down at the bottom, 7.2 seconds to Dodemalin. Dodemalin has having a great race today. Hulk just also cannot quite keep up with Crafter as it now goes up to 6.3 seconds. Here, 15 laps in, we're about halfway through, and it just looks like that Dodemalin just has enough of a buffer to just go for this another victory here. But Crafter going for his first podium. Great race from him as we're now entering the few pit stops. We already saw, I believe there was Lozzy going for the pit lane, as Lozzy is already 3 seconds behind Hulk. So great recovery from Lozzy. I saw Kain go also in the pit lane there. So with these cars, we have to go once into the pit lane. There's contact between Pane Bianco and Fish. Pane Bianco going a bit too aggressive. I think this is after Pane Bianco's pit stop, so just a little bit more fuel here. Patarozzi fighting pace. 1.6 seconds between them. So there's a mistake. That's I believe still Lozzy. Yeah, on Hulk. Lozzy just catches second. Lozzy is about a second behind Hulk. Hulk and Crafter still have to go for the pit stop, so this is a great strategy for Lozzy, using the back markers as a help to gain the time back. Now 8/10. Lozzy is flying back. Now they're at the back of this battle. That's Hulk up ahead. I believe Hulk did not pit, if I'm mistaken here. So this is battle for third. There we are. We're gonna see Lozzy maybe going for it on Hulk. are on tarmac maybe, or Rascas is the next chance where the move is possible. Now we see Dapper going into the pit lane for the refueling. Is those engine tanks cannot keep up enough for an entire race. We're nearing lap 20, which is 2/3 of the race. Patarozzi also in the pit lane. And now Lozzy feeling the dirty being behind Hulk. Doesn't catch enough now to have a move maybe here for 3rd for the podium position. If I look correct, I believe Hulk did pit, so this is all for on-track position here. Can we maybe see a move? Lozzy is 4 times closest ever on Hulk. Doesn't quite look like. In the back we have also a backmark. I believe that's Brendan Pierce just following them through. And now through Rascas we go. And no, Hulk goes to the pit lane, so that Hulk did not pit. So that's it for the battle. Lozzy's great strategy helped him to go up into 3rd position again. And now next eyes ahead is Crafter, 7.7 seconds. Wilson on board with camera on Wilson. 1 second to Dapper. Can Wilson maybe get the car back and maybe gain a bit for positions again? And now here Almeida, 3 seconds to Pane Bianco ahead. And this is just seeing how much skill is required to drive through these Monaco tracks. And Lozzy here being 8 seconds behind Crafter. Can he maybe catch us back? 7.9 seconds. Crafter still having to pit here on the Monaco Grand Prix. Pierce being 30 seconds behind Correa, but this battle is over as Kain slides through Rascas, catching the car, nearly spinning it round. This is between Dapper and Kain, more important, 6.7 seconds. I believe Kain has still to pit. And now that's lapping. Hulk is about 10 seconds to Lozzy after the pit stops. So, can Hulk catch it back? This is going to be greatly unfortunate for Hulk if he doesn't get the podium today. Lapping another car through the Grand Hotel Happen. And now through a Portier, now in the tunnel section. You just see how close his car can go through the small track, hitting the inside of the Noble chicane. Doesn't spin it round, luckily. That's great car control from him. That's Pane Bianco spinning it through the Portier again. That's Kain also involved. And great avoidance from Pierce, and there's another car involved. Great, bad rejoin from everyone. That's Pierce being round, or Almeida if I'm not wrong. So Kain losing out more. That is Almeida round with that incident. Gotta be careful with the rejoin. You can't just rejoin like that. You have to be careful with the cars. And real Almeida nearly going into Fish, as Fish now gets a position for P14. There we go. Now this is a battle where Fish went into Almeida. The gap now increasing. It's now 9/10. I believe damage is on, so you just know these cars feel a bit more different after driving. Yes, Crafter's in the pit lane. I've missed that. Crafter went into pit lane, is now into 3rd. Lozzy's great strategy has brought him up into 2nd. Great race from Lozzy, but Lozzy wants that race win, but with that lap 1 mistake, Dordemalin is just way too far ahead. Dordemalin still having to pit, that we have to remember. So now on camera on Dordemalin, just see how comfortable he is in that car. Lozzy is 17 seconds behind. About a pit stop loses you about 10 seconds. So Dordemalin is in the clear if he pits. Crafter is not so sure, as 3.7 seconds after the pit stops he has to catch now, as everyone is about in sector 2. So Lozzy has a clear track for about a few laps. As that's Oliveira going a bit wide into the hairpin, hitting the outside wall. Now we're on with Fish and Almeida. This battle where Almeida had the incident, losing out, I believe, 1 position, dropping from 14th to 15th. Not something you want, as that's going to be heartbreaking as well. You know that you not have a pace to someone, but then losing it out like this, it's not something you want. As here we have a few lap cars. That's Kain laying them past. Oh no, I believe there was some letting them pass. I'm sorry. So yeah, that's some letting them pass for blue flags. There we have Lozzy lapping Pierce. This tight track. You have to also be careful with the lapping cars. You quite not know where they let you through. Usually on the right, but sometimes with the racing line they have to let you pass through the left, and that can create confusion and maybe even incidents. You can just see Dordemal and just this the best. Now Dordemal is in the pit lane. Let's see where Lozzy comes out. I'm not much. It might be a 7 seconds 7 seconds gap after Dordemal leaves here. The pit lane. As now Dordemal is out. Let's see where the gap recovers to, as Lozzy is having issues with backmarkers. That's what we're talking about. When backmarkers fight on this tight track, you just have nowhere to go. Dordemal is out and Lozzy is about 9 seconds behind. So Dordemal's great strategy and great pace is helping him greatly here through the Monaco Grand Prix. Correa is just about 17 seconds behind 33 seconds behind Hulk. As that's Wilson going wide into the out of the final corner, hitting the outside wall. Issues still for Wilson. Dapper out to the car behind. Dapper in 8th. 6.1 seconds. Might this gap decrease before the end of the race? We're now 25 out of 33 laps in. About the closing stage of the race. And that's Crafter lapping a car there. 4.5 seconds to Lozzy, losing out more. So Crafter's first podium might end into 3rd and not 2nd, which is still a great feat with these amazing drivers. Today we don't have Mason driving a championship battle, a championship contender against Dordemal, as I believe he will have to miss out today. But obviously with drop rounds, that's Fish. But I'm sorry, that's Fish going wide out of Portier and losing a lot of time to Blomberger, nearly losing the position. I also want to say with Mason, there are drop rounds. You have 7 this championship, so you can drop 7, and in the end of the race, everyone has to have dropped 7. So it will set up again to be correct all across the board. So Mason will not lose out here. Jason, I'm sorry, I keep saying Mason, I mean Jason Milanov, obviously, I've mistaken the first letters. Jason Milanov can drop this round and not lose any points, which will be great for the championship battle, as Dordemal has lost out. I believe that was the Miami Grand Prix. So now they are on par again. And now here you have Wilson and Dapper. The battle is gonna heat up in a few lap times, as Wilson is just losing out to Frank Dapper. 7/10 now between the two. You heard the tire squeaking from Wilson there. My eyes are still on those on that gap. Now they go through the hairpin sector, and now through the tunnel they go. There they are. That's Frank Dapper's blue car versus Wilson's black car. Now going through, Taba goes. Wilson has. Dapper has to let past Dordemal and go straight into the wall. Losing out a lot of time to Wilson. But Wilson has to let past Dordemal as well. So let's gonna see how he does that. Here we have Hulk. 25 seconds to Crafter. That not a good race from them, as he was battling Crafter for a second before, and now 25 seconds. I believe that was a mistake from him. Here we have Crafter, 4.5 seconds, still on pace with Lozzy, but it's not going to be enough with about 6 laps to go in this Grand Prix. Lozzy here losing out a few more seconds to Dordemal, about 10.2 seconds to Dordemal now. It was 8 as they exit the pit. Now on board we can see just what the driver sees going through the Monaco Grand Prix. Now through the swing push, through the Novalier chicane, there was a car going straight through. I believe that was for blue flags. I believe that was Kain losing the position to Patarozzi as well for P9. So that was not a great move to let Lozzy by. It's now Kain has to find a way past, but that was not a great way to let him by, as Maya is still on the Wilson Dapper battle for P7. 7/10 between them. So it's still close between those two. 4 laps to go in this Monaco Grand Prix, so they're gonna have to do it soon, before the race ends. Here we go now, the blue car of Dapper. You see, Wilson up ahead has fixed the issue, picking up the pace a little here. Lozzie losing another second. Oh no! Lozzie set the wall out of Novalier, spinning it round. Luckily having enough of a gap to Crafter. There he is. Now it's 1 second. With 3 laps to go, Lozzie's gonna nearly lose out the horse to a P2. And Crafter is gonna maybe have a look. Whoa. Into Rascas, but didn't quite work out. Lozzie now has to find a way to gain back the time. Crafter now in those mirrors of Lozzie. And now through the casino section and Mirror Bow, they go. Lozzie's looking up the tires and so close together to that rear diffuser is Crafter. Here we go on board. Just what you see. If I could read that, I would, but I can't quite. There we go now over the curves through the normally chicane. You see how aggressive they go through there, nearly flat through the swimming pool chicane. It says something of blurred lines, but I can't quite read that. Lozzie goes a bit wide and they spun it. There's got to be Crafter and Lozzie. Crafter slowing down to maybe let Lozzie by, but Lozzie's crash was just a little too much. There we are around now. We're gonna see maybe after the race if that's a penalty, but it didn't look intentional to me. It was just a racing incident, but we're gonna see later on what the stewards decide. I believe that's Crafter going a bit slowly up ahead, so maybe Crafter is gonna give back the position to not get a penalty. Yes, that's it. That's Crafter going slightly slower, probably to let Lozzie by, as that's for into lap 31, so about 2 laps till the end there. Crafter goes to the side to let Lozzie by, so we're gonna see the battle now fold again. Crafter wants to overtake as clean as possible. With 2 laps to go, he's gonna have to push it. Dordemalin crosses the line to enter lap 32, the penultimate lap of the race. And Lozzie and Crafter are duking it out here. It's gonna be a battle till the end of the race if this goes on. And I know Crafter's Eyes wants to see his first second place of the season. He has done everything correctly. Lozzie's better pit strategy has put him up ahead, but Crafter's raw pace as they go side by side through Mirror Bow down the inside, and now they have contact. And there's still contact going through the hairpin. Dordemalin crosses the line for the final lap, but Crafter's now ahead. But this time not letting them pass. It was Lozzie who initiated that contact. So now Lozzie, and now through the Novaly chicane, Crafter hits the inside. They're going side by side now. Through Tabak, side by side again, contact constantly. Now through the swimming pool chicane, still side by side. Who's gonna come out ahead? Through Rascas, Crafter hits the inside line, has the better line. That's again contact. Contact going wide through the final corner, but Crafter is still ahead. These two are trading paint like there's no tomorrow. Lozzie has the better run going into turn 3. Contact again. And now, through turn 4 and turn 5. Can Crafter keep it? Dordemalin, about 37 seconds ahead, is gonna cross soon the line to win the race. But our eyes are here for the battle. This is gonna be incredibly close until the final couple corners. Now in the final time for the Novaly chicane, Dordemalin has won the race, but I'm focusing here on the battle. Lozzie is losing out, and that is it. Crafter has done it. Crafter has done it, and is gonna get second in the Monaco Grand Prix after those exciting final laps. And Lozzie crosses the line for P3. But I also gonna have to mention Dordemalin's great race here, with about a 37-second gap to P2, wins the Monaco Grand Prix. And what a race this was. This kept us on the edge of the seat for about the final couple corners. There you see Lozzie just, you see the disappointment after that mistake in the final couple laps, which cost Lozzie P2. And Cadillac Crafter's amazing race has put him in P2, getting his first podium of the season. Hulk crossed the line for P4, Correa for P5, Brendan Pierce for P6, Batarozzi for P7, Frank Dapper for 8th, catched and overtook Wilson. I was too involved into the spell for second and missed that out. Dapper, I think, overtook Wilson for P8 and Wilson P9 and Kain P10. What a race. As we're now gonna go to the after race interviews between our top 3 drivers, I believe so. Stay tuned for that now.
Okay, that was quite the race. Lozy, how do you feel about where you got in today's race?
It was up and downs, a race of up and downs, because first I got a good start, but then I got crashed in the start, so I had to make a comeback, which worked. But then on my own, in the last laps, I just made a mistake and got into a fight with Cadillac. So yeah, but let's see, maybe with the penalties I can get P2 back. So we'll see.
And do you think your practice paid off, or do you think that it didn't matter in the race proper?
Didn't matter in the end because yeah, with the incident at the start, that was it. Goose gained a big advantage. Also, I think Goose had a bit more pace today than me, so maybe he would have still won. But yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, you definitely showed some serious pace before all the incidents started happening, so we were pretty impressed with how fast you were. Do you think you could have done anything different to actually got higher?
I think the setup was very understeer in this condition. Maybe I should have changed something else. Yeah, and that's it. I don't think beating Goose would have been very difficult. So yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Cadillac,
Hello.
you made it to P2. How do you feel?
Disappointed because I almost won here last year, and so still kind of torn up about that. But yeah, Goose was just so much faster than me. It would have been impossible for me to win.
And I saw you had a bit of an incident at the end there with Lozy. What happened there?
Oh, a few incidents, like probably dozens of incidents. But I think Losey locked up. Well, first of all, he made a mistake. Then I caught up to him. The last corner he locked up. I crashed into him. I kind of turned him around. So, I felt bad for the first incident at the first lap, so I slowed down, let him pass again. And then, truth be told, I don't know what happened at the last lap. We just tried to do wheel to wheel in Monaco.
Oh, yeah, Monaco things happen. That makes sense. Did the
Yeah.
back markers affect you at all, or were you able to just get away?
No, I actually didn't have an incident with a single back marker, luckily enough.
Well, that's impressive.
Well, I only hit the wall once, like slightly, and for the rest it was perfect on my end.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Goose, you're the man of the hour. How do you think it went?
Hello. I think it went very well because I had pole.
And
That was the first job done. But then after that, just after turn one going up the hill, Losi had a great slipstream. So I did the fend in turn two to the left. But then I saw in my mirror that he went sideways. So I was like, oh no. But yeah, for me it was just yeah. I think it was really done after turn three because then the gap behind was insane. So yeah, I just could cruise for the rest of the race and just avoid a bit back markers. They went the back markers did very well. I think they really went aside very good, so that was nice. But yeah, it's just yeah. I hoped it was a more thrilling race because my race pace was not so good as my qualifying pace. So it
it seemed
could
to
have
be
been really nice race.
It seemed to
But
be pretty smooth sailing for you out there. Did you run into any issues with the back markers at all?
no, no, not really. Yeah, just a few crash right in front of me, but I had the track map on, so I could see them coming, so I could easily avoid them. So no, not really. It was yeah, a walk in the park, as you can say. I don't know. Yeah, so, yeah.
I believe with this, you're also firmly in P1. Let's check the standings real quick. So you are currently at 155 points. Jason's right behind you at 147, and then Lozy a little bit behind at 123. So it's still a pretty close race.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to the next
Yeah.
race?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Yeah, because three of us are just very close together, and maybe Elias Hawk can join in the battle because it's also been really fast the last few races. But so yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Next week, or actually, it's the week after, June 1st, we're doing Indy 50, followed by going back to FSGP at Canada on the 8th of June. We hope to see you all there. Thank you so much for joining.
As thank you so much for watching this Monaco Grand Prix. I can't wait to see you in the next one, the Canadian Grand Prix. See you then.